A New York Yankees jersey worn by U.S. baseball legend Babe Ruth could fetch upwards of $30 million when it hits the auction block later in August, according to Chris Ivey, director of sports auctions at Heritage Auctions.
Ruth wore the jersey during the Game 3 of the 1932 World Series, the game remembered for the called shot. It was last auctioned off 19 years ago for just under $1 million.
This is Babe Ruth's game-worn jersey, but it's his match to the moment that's one of the most mythic in American sports. And in 1932, when Babe Ruth was facing Charlie Root in Game 3, we know that he pointed, but we don't know if he was pointing to the pitcher, if he was pointing towards the Cubs players in the dugout, or if he was calling his shot. But that mystery is why we're still talking about it almost 100 years later. And what we do know is this is the shirt, the jersey that Babe Ruth was wearing on that day.
Ernestine Miller and Kevin Baker, both authors of books on baseball and Babe Ruth, stopped by the auction house to take a look at the shirt.
It's a big deal for many reasons. First of all, there is no one in the history of sport that has the legacy of Babe Ruth. And what he did for baseball is being discussed and compared every day in our country, in the United States, and around the world.
I think Ruth was the single most transformational athlete in history. Obviously, more people know who Michael Jordan is, or Messi, or Muhammad Ali. But Ruth really brought baseball into the big time. When he comes to the Yankees in 1920, they'd have the first million fan attendance on the season. I mean, at the time, you have to understand, baseball did about the same business that sheet music did in the US. And he brought it into the big time, and with that brought all American sports into the big time. And I think really all international sports followed that. It really became a huge spectacle that obsessed people. So I think he's really the most transformational athlete that ever was.
Auction is set for August 23rd to 25th.